Sometimes love doesn't break in a single moment. It cracks slowly, like asphalt under wheels. You don't notice it at first, until one day you fall through. Seattle, Washington, a city of rain, coffee, and people who learn to hide loneliness under jackets and polite smiles. This is where lived a couple their friends called stable. Not perfect, but reliable. Nathan and Claire Morgan had been together for 9 years, 7 of them married. They had a house with a wooden deck, a dog named Baxter, and a habit of drinking coffee together on Sunday mornings, barely talking. Once they talked a lot, about travel, about children, about the future. Then they talked less, but they still believed it was normal. Nathan worked in logistics, clear schedules, late returns, constant calls. He loved control, in work, in numbers, in routes. Claire was an interior designer. She saw details, shadows, emptiness in rooms, and in people. And over time, she began to see the emptiness between them. The first doubts didn't come from suspicion. They came from small things. Nathan started staying late at work more often. He spoke briefly. His phone always lay face down. And when Claire entered the room, he instinctively slipped it into his pocket. She noticed, but stayed silent. Because trust is also a choice, even when it hurts. At the same time, Claire began coming home later after meetings with clients. At first, real reasons. Then, half-truths. Then, just silence. She didn't plan to cheat. She planned not to feel alone. His name was Mark, a contractor she worked with on one project. Calm, attentive, always looking into her eyes when she spoke. The first time, they just sat in a car in the rain, talking about work, about exhaustion, about how strange it is to be close to someone and still feel alone. Claire got out of the car first. Nothing happened, but something had already shifted. Meanwhile, a woman appeared in Nathan's life. Her name was Lisa. She worked in another department. Young. No marriage history. No complicated conversations. She laughed at his jokes. Didn't ask why he was quiet. Didn't expect more than he was ready to give. The first time they crossed the line was after a corporate party. Alcohol, night city, a taxi. Nathan hadn't planned it. He just didn't stop. Then came messages, deleted chats, separate meetings. He came home and kissed Claire on the cheek as if nothing had changed, and told himself it was temporary. Claire told herself the same, that Mark was just support, just someone who listened. The second time they met was at his apartment. No plans, no loud words. Claire stood by the window for a long time before going inside, and then she allowed herself not to think. After that, they both began living double lives, not openly, carefully. Doubts replaced trust. Trust replaced doubts again. Claire caught herself checking Nathan's movements, schedules, intonations. He caught himself listening to her footsteps in the house, but neither dared to ask the question, because the answer could destroy everything completely. One evening, Claire came home later than usual. She wore a different perfume. Nathan noticed it immediately. "New project?" he asked. "Yes," she answered too quickly. He nodded and said nothing. That same night, Nathan didn't come home. He said he was staying late at the office, but he was in Lisa's apartment. They lay next to each other, and for the first time, he felt no relief, only exhaustion. Claire sat on the deck with a glass of wine, looking into the dark yard. She knew, not facts, but a feeling. A week later, they sat at the table across from each other. No preparation, no script. "We need to talk," Claire said. Nathan stayed silent for a long time, then nodded. They didn't shout. They didn't accuse. They just talked. About loneliness, about fear, about how each of them searched for warmth where it was easier. Turned out they had betrayed each other almost at the same time. Different paths, the same emptiness. They tried to agree, tried to trust again, even went to therapy. But every time silence appeared between them, it was no longer neutral. It was filled with wounds that hadn't healed. One morning, Claire packed a suitcase. Nathan helped carry it to the car. They stood silently under the same Seattle rain. No anger, no hatred. "We're not bad people," she said. "We just couldn't stay honest," he replied. They separated, not as enemies, not as friends, just as people who understood too late. Betrayal rarely begins with the body. It begins with silence.